Welcome to Sex and the Solo Girl. Join your host, her inner circle, and expert guests weekly for chats about dating, secure attachment, the solo lifestyle, doing relationships differently, and of course, sex. And here's your host, Janice Formichella.
Sex-related injuries. Have you ever had one? Or do you know just how debilitating they can be? That's what today's episode is all about. Welcome to Sex and the Solo Girl, dear listeners. I am barely able to contain myself right now because I talk about how I have quite a thriving neighborhood community all the time and how I go out and about and how I meet people out and about. And today I am recording with 3 of my neighborhood gal pals. Can you believe it, everyone? I'm so excited. Hi, you guys.
Hey.
Hi. I am just like grinning ear to ear. I'm going to have smile bruises tomorrow. Let me quickly let everyone know who's here. Morgan, hello.
Hey.
Nice, close neighbor friend of mine who has 2 sex-related injury stories to tell. So exciting. Martini, hello.
Hi, Janice.
Hi. I actually heard about Martini's story, just came up in conversation a couple times. It's pretty wild. And she also has 2 sex-related injury stories to tell. And last but not least, I actually saved Kels for last. Hello, Kelsey.
Hi. And I'm just the commentary today.
Yes.
So.
Kelsey and I are going to be the peanut gallery, the comic relief, because, dear listener, we have been actually wanting to do this episode for a few weeks, a month, perhaps even longer. I think we talked about it at mine and Kelsey's birthday picnic. And Kelsey and I have yet to come up with a sex-related injury story. Whereas
That's
Martini and Morgan, I've had a lot of sex in my life, but
of all the people, I would think the 2 of you would have the most athletic.
Right? And Morgan, what does that say about us? I'm wondering. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm out of practice, so
you guys are spicier maybe than, not that you appear. I mean, you're both spicy looking, but I was a little surprised to hear that Morgan had multiple sex-related injury stories. Pleasantly surprised. Kelsey and I did an episode for Breakups, Broken Hearts, and Moving On earlier in the year. It was one of my most downloaded episodes of 2024. It's called Leaving an Unhealthy Relationship. I am going to be dropping it on this feed eventually because it was really well received. And also, I found out that Kelsey is a natural when it comes to audio content. Everyone was like, she's never done this before?
And that's why I'm the peanut gallery today.
Yes. Also, she's hilarious. And we all know each other. And so this is going to be a blast. So sex-related injuries. Before we get into the stories, I thought that maybe I would share some data about how common sex injuries are and what type of injuries. So I went all over the internet. It really didn't take me long. And there was about 10 injuries that came up on every single top sex injury list. So, and we're going to have some fun with this. So I'm going to read them off, and anybody feel free to jump in if I don't think anyone's experienced the first one, but jump in if you have anything to add. So across the board, broken penis was at least the top injury on every single list, maybe because it's the most hilarious. I'm going to read it, the definition really quick. And this, I think, came from like WebMD even.
Shit.
Yeah.
So it's like medical kind of shit that's up on there.
A broken penis.
That's what I was thinking, like, how do you break a penis? But okay.
Well, I didn't know until like years ago that there were even like bones in there. So I'm like so confused.
It's a muscle. It's a muscle, not
muscle. Sorry.
Okay, yes. Okay. And this actually comes up in the definition. Okay. You can fracture your penis if you bend it too far or hit it hard against your partner's pelvis when you slip out while resting. This is different from a broken finger or toe. That's because your penis has no bones. It's a bone, but there's no bones. Instead, the force ruptures one of the two cylinders inside that fill with blood during an erection. Signs of a penile fracture are a popping sound.
My God.
I've no idea even what that means, really. Signs of a penile fracture are a popping sound, swelling, and intense pain. Get medical help right away.
Right away.
That's
For that boner, you know.
That's the first place you want to go when that happens. You just want to go
I'm
right
already embarrassed because I remember that happening one time in college, and that was not even going to be one of my stories.
What is going on with you?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like overly
Oh,
enthusiastic.
you are frisky. I'm
so
this.
little, like, but I definitely remember that happening one time to a college boyfriend. I'm sure there was drinking involved, but as soon as you said popping, I was like, oh my God, that's right.
What does that mean? What is
That it like
popping?
popped, like you could like hear it.
When it happened?
Mhm.
I guess that would be the rupture.
I'm
that's
already getting
taking
red in the
place.
face.
Yowza. Did he seek medical help right away?
No, I mean we stopped, but
It's
no,
still broken to this day.
Well,
probably.
I happen to know Morgan's story also involves not getting medical help right away.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get
I
to
don't.
that.
I avoid doctors.
All right. This might come into play tonight. Broken bones is also a common one. I'm not going to read the definition. We all know what this means. Carpet burns, which I don't know. I guess that they could probably get pretty bad. Pulled muscles, as I was telling you guys earlier, I almost didn't put this on here. I guess it's an injury. My butt is sore today. I can tell you guys that. I feel like I did 150 squats, as if that's that much. I feel like I did a lot of squats yesterday. Okay. Of course. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. Also, pink eye. I was almost not going to put this on, but I just think that's hilarious. And admittedly, I did get pink eye, a very severe case called conjunctivitis from a sexual partner back when I was in Australia. And I don't think I could be intimate with him again. I was so grossed out.
Were you going for the booty, Janice? Is that what was happening?
No. Okay.
Oh,
No. Okay, so you can get pink eye if you are having anal play near your face. Okay.
Yes.
He had pink eye and we had sex. And it's a very, very, very contagious infection. And so he just passed it
Does
to me.
pink eye only come from butt stuff? I would have assumed that like any bodily fluid in the wrong spot.
Absolutely. Because I was not
thought-
having butt stuff with this guy.
Yeah, my first thought was like a cum shot straight to the eye. That's where I went with it.
I mean, we've all been there, but I didn't get pink eye from it.
In my case, I didn't. I have heard from some of my gay friends that is a high concern of theirs. Vaginal injuries. I don't think we need to get into that. Foreign objects. Some couples use sex toys such as vibrators, dildos, anal beads, or butt plugs to enhance their pleasure. Others reach for household items like a cucumber. I had a friend who used cucumbers or an electric toothbrush. Playing with toys is totally normal. Just be careful that the object you use has a wide enough base that it won't get stuck. If a toy or other object goes in too far, you may have to take a trip to the emergency room to have it removed.
Janice, do you think that like the toothbrush, like can you get an infection if you brush your teeth after you have used it in your vag or in your butthole?
And are you shoving like the electric part? Like, are you like where? Like, I just have questions about that.
Like the bristles, like are they going up there, or is it like the battery part?
Well,
It just feels unsafe
I have
to use anything that's not made for that.
If anybody listening has had a foreign object related incident, please let me know. I can't say I relate to this. Okay. Oh, Kelsey, you're going to love this one. All right. Cat attack.
Oh, God.
You love your cat. Your cat loves you. You love your partner. Your cat. Oh, you love your partner. Your cat doesn't. particularly not when your cat thinks your partner is attacking you in bed and leaps to your rescue. Cat attacks are surprisingly common during sex. And with those sharp claws and pointy fangs, the damage they can potentially do to vulnerable flesh is eye-watering.
Have I ever told you before of how, like, I used to have a sectional couch that turned into a bed? It was like an IKEA couch. It, folded all the way out. And Della my cat, she used to walk along the edge as I was like having sex with someone on it, like just walk and just stare at the person, just stare. Like I don't know if it was like a protective mechanism or what, but
She was trying to intimidate them.
Yes, made things real awkward. I haven't been attacked, but
Kelsey lives in a studio, but I have to say I've got a strict no animals in the room policy. It just feels weird. I don't know.
I have a
My old dog
story.
though used to scratch at the door though if we tried to like lock her out, like just like panic, like
Be
let
like,
me
"Too bad,
in.
bitch."
And that was pretty distracting.
Yes.
Do you like lock Della in like the bathroom now, or do you just let her just stare down like you're the dude or whoever with
I love this
deadpan
question.
eyes?
I actually don't have, I'm probably sharing too much about my apartment right now, but I don't have a door on my bathroom because it goes against my stove. So, and then my closet doesn't have a door on it either. It's just like a little sheer curtain. So I have no place for Della to go other than near the bed, and then it's just like a kicking off motion or like mid-sex sometimes, or she'll get on the top, like my headboard on my bed too sometimes and stare still. But
She just makes intense eye contact with your partner.
That
Yes.
would weird me out.
Basically,
personally.
we need her on this podcast and to get her input on
Yes.
all this.
well,
All
dogs
right.
do it too, to add to Morgan's story. Like,
And they're probably even more aggressive. Ugh.
I had that
No.
recently after I had sex with my recent partner. Yeah, his dog just started humping the side of his mattress while we were having sex. She's just humping like my side of the mattress too.
all the nose right there.
Immediate boner killer.
That is a hard no from me. All right, we got broken penis, carpet burns, pulled muscles, cat attack, pink eye, and death.
Death.
Not funny.
Okay, and this is what this article said. I'll put the resource or the source in the show notes. It was a reputable site, but I apologize, I didn't write it down. You guys are gonna love this though. There are worse ways to die than during sex. Sex accounts for 0.6% of all sudden deaths. Might not sound much, but when you consider how many people die suddenly all over the world, it suddenly becomes a terrifying figure. Fact. The sudden death of men during sex is far more common if it's with someone other than his partner. That is to say, if a guy dies during sex, it's way more likely when he's cheating.
Wow.
Karma.
Interesting. I could see it.
I could see
So
it.
you
stress.
mean men actually care? Like they're stressed out about it?
Oh,
Like
they're
cheating?
stressed out.
Or it's that instant karma Janice was mentioning.
Yes.
So we are going to be talking about some sex injuries. Who could relate or who has a sex story that falls under one of these categories? Go for it. I'm not going to say who's going first. One of you jump in. They don't.
All right, I'll jump right in.
Martini. Okay, let's hear about your first sex-related injury.
Oh, this is a fun one. So I was dating someone in my 20s, but and we'll call him BS. Those were his initials, which is
Okay.
great. BS.
Perfect.
BS, yes,
I know,
it
right?
is perfect.
Just, he was bullshit. No, I'm kidding. Great relationship.
Did you get pink
but
eye?
No pink eye, at least that I know of. But there's
Did he
some
die?
Oh, I don't know. I have to check in on him, Morgan. I'll have to check. But
Not funny, not funny.
so, of course, there's some drinking involved, and we were very passionate. He was probably one of like my best partners I've ever had.
Okay.
And, we're at the local bar, drinking too much, come home, get into it. And of course, we're blasting like Kings of Leon or some other, or like Beatles. It was one of those two, like that was the vibe, always. And
Always.
always. And we're just getting into it. And we're doggy style. He's going at it. And
I love how you're like to the Beatles.
yeah,
I know, right?
that was interesting, but I just kind of went along with that. But
Okay.
so yeah, we're getting into it and getting a little too into it, and I just go flying face forward straight into that wall, like just total disconnect. Of course, he didn't have a headboard because it's a guy in his 20s, right? So I go face forward, smash my nose into the wall. I like felt and heard a crack like right away, and I'm like kind of embarrassed, but it's
Oh,
like,
you heard it crack. Did you hear a popping sound?
I heard. Oh yeah, he also broke his penis. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, was it the penis?
It might have been the penis, Morgan. It might have been. So felt and heard the crack, and I'm like kind of embarrassed, but like it's kind of both of our faults, like if I'm being honest, like, right?
Well, let's talk
I
about
was like-
this. So when you're doing doggy style, the penis is in the vag. There wasn't enough
Mhm.
friction. I mean, how did this really happen?
Wait,
There
what
was-
cracked? Did I miss that? What actually cracked? It wasn't the penis.
Yeah,
What cracked?
I kind of jumped right into it. I'm pretty sure my nose cracked. Yeah. Just as I smashed my face, like I went face forward into the wall. And I didn't feel anything like at the time because, well, we had been drinking, and I was like, oh, whatever, let's just keep going. This is great. We're having fun.
Apparently.
Yeah, a little too much fun. And the best part of this story is I was meeting his parents the very next day.
Okay.
So this was like around Christmas time. And I'm like, okay, maybe, there won't be any signs of it like the next morning. Like,
Were you guys
get up.
laughing? I mean, if you didn't feel anything, you just started laughing and went on with it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know if we laughed. Like, we were like really into it, and we just like kept going. And I was like trying to play it off like nothing happened. But like, I was like, yeah, I definitely just broke my face. So that's cool. And then the next morning I wake up and I have like 2 black eyes and my nose is like really swollen. And we're like, okay, what do? We have to come up with a story here to like say something to his parents. Like, I could only cover up so much of this. And so we just came up with something stupid, like, oh, some guy accidentally elbowed me in the face in a bar. That's all I could come up with. I don't know. So yeah, that's one story. But
Well, I have never. Okay, so let's I guess unpack this a little. Has this ever happened to anybody? I still don't understand. Okay, so he just pushed you that hard that you came flying away from his penis.
Exactly that, Janice. I couldn't have been described any better than that.
Okay.
He's just like thrusting so hard, and that it just like a fucking like, I would imagine going down a tunnel water slide or something. It's just like boom, shot you out.
I wasn't ready for that last thrust, and it just sent me flying.
And when you're drunk and you're like all loose, I can imagine just kind of like, relaxing into it too much and then being like, boom, I'm against the wall now. Whoops.
So I guess he wasn't
Yes.
holding you by your hair or
not in that moment, but like I said, very passionate. He knew what he was doing. Except for,
All right. So you took it as a sign of his virility or his ability as a man.
Oh yeah.
Something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
I don't want my nose cracked again, but
how
I
long
do
did
enjoy.
it take to repair or heal?
It's probably still messed up. Who knows? I never got it checked out, so.
All right. Who here likes doggy style? I mean, let's talk about that for a second.
It does nothing for me.
Morgan.
Okay.
Other than like appreciating that they enjoy it,
Wow.
I just feel like it's like it does nothing for me physically.
Oh, it's like the feeling of just being
Interesting.
taken. Oh my God.
I can understand a little bit of that, Morgan. I appreciate I get off by being on top of someone, and I have a very certain way. But anyway, if I'm
Do
getting
tell,
too
Kelsey.
much,
Yeah, I mean, do you want to?
well, I just like lay on top of the person, like my legs are stretched out, and I'm just like really like
And back?
it's.
They're stretched out and back.
No, they're laying on their back, yes.
Okay.
And
which way are your
I am
legs
on
going?
top of them. Yes. And my legs are stretched out and I'm just like usually holding behind their neck or something.
Which
And
way are your legs stretched? To the side?
Like cowgirl
their
or
head?
reverse cowgirl?
Behind you?
Cowgirl. They're like, yeah, it's just like as if I'm laying just horizontal, but it's like on top of a person.
Okay. And you
yeah.
can get enough friction going?
Yes. But I related to the doggy style piece is I get really fucking wet from being in my position that I like to be in on top. So sometimes I'll have to like get off and be like, fuck me doggy style. And then like I don't necessarily dry up, but it like has enough friction that there's not as much like I'm not as wet. I don't know. And then
we
I
don't
go
hear
back.
that very often. How
It
can
makes sense because when you're
Interesting.
perpendicular, like you get that pressure too on whatever that spot is on your front, which for me is like a spot. Like if you just, you know what I'm talking about? Like that, like
It is the
on your
G-spot.
mons pubis or whatever. Yeah. If you push on that, that also
Yes.
gets me like much wetter. So I've never heard this position, but I'm like, sounds good.
I'm just trying to
Yes.
think
To me,
if it's
like
even okay.
like doggy style for me, that is like the absolute best because I feel like you're hitting that G spot, and I like a good like hair pull too. Just like if they know how to do it right, like got to get underneath the hair, like just gently pull.
Yeah, no strands.
Yeah, please, please don't strands.
Handfuls. We're talking about handfuls here.
Exactly.
I
don't know,
love
that-
it,
I
especially
love
with a
that.
mirror so you can watch him like just
Mhm.
taking you. The other day
Yeah.
we did it like right in front of the bathroom mirror. My head almost like blew off with desire. I was like,
Pleasure.
yes, I was loving life. Okay, so we've got a broken nose and black eyes. Yeah, she's like pretty much.
Flying across the room on a water slide. Yes.
Meeting the parents the next day. All that, yeah, it was perfect.
What would be a better story than a man elbowed you? I don't know.
Well, I can tell because my story is also a broken nose, and I can also
Okay,
tell the
Morgan.
fake
Everybody's so
story I tell
excited.
people.
She's a little quieter than us, and so we are
Yeah.
all just like living.
I'm the
for
shy
this.
one, so I'm like, I can't believe I have multiple injuries and you guys don't. I'm like, wait, I thought I was the one
Shocking.
who was like kind of like more reserved.
Yeah, I guess not. And yeah, I wasn't gonna say more shyer, but compared to the three of us, definitely.
But it's always don't they always say it's always the quiet ones, right?
True.
Yes.
True. The silent freaks.
Yeah, right.
Morgan, silent freak.
Oh my God. So my story is a little different than yours, but pretty similar because I don't know, like in my 20s, this guy I had been seeing for a while. We were sitting up on my couch, like facing each other, which is my favorite position because I think it hits all the right spots. And I was on
Ooh,
top.
Look at her.
Yeah, I was on top and I was like, really getting into it. And I like was just about to come and I put my head down because I was like, yes. And right when I did that, he put his head up because he was into it too. And his forehead hit my nose
Oh.
and it just started like gushing blood, like just down upon him, just gushing.
No.
And I started hysterically laughing because I just didn't know how else to react. And he looked terrified. Like he was so scared because he didn't realize what had happened. And like, why am I suddenly just like bleeding everywhere? And we both like obviously both lost the orgasm. And I'm hysterically laughing. and we're naked. So I'm just like running around my apartment. Like, I don't know what to do. And I refused to go to the hospital because I was like, this is just too ridiculous. And that was pretty much the end of it. And
Well, what do you mean you didn't know what to do to clean it up?
because it was just like such a shock and like, just gushing blood. I'm naked, like we're sweaty. And I'm like, what the hell? So obviously cleaned it up and whatever. And like, I still cannot breathe right out of my right nostril because it like popped my septum out of place. And so now, like, if I go to doctors or, get an exam on my nose or whatever, they always tell me like, oh, what, like, do you know your septum's really out of place? Like, how did that happen?
So what is the septum?
It's the thing in the middle of your nostrils, like the little piece of its cartilage,
pivot.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the piece of cartilage in the middle.
Oh,
but mine's pushed too far to the right. So if I plug my left nostril, I can't breathe out of my right nostril.
That's the deviated septum, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you have it deviated. And you can notice whenever you breathe in, one nostril does not go in the same as the other one, usually, right? With like a deviated, that's one of the signs.
It's one of the signs.
Absolutely. And I've had doctors now say I can get surgery on it now if I want, but it would have been better if I would have gone in right when it got broken because they could have just like popped it back in place. But since it healed itself crooked, now it would be kind of like a
wouldn't you have had to have
surgery.
some big like bandage on your nose? I mean, what's worse, walking around like this?
And what do you tell your insurance company is my question.
I know, right? I mean, so the story I do tell people is that guy, who I'll just call him the film nerd because he's a film nerd. So the story we told people was that he was crouched down looking at my bookshelf and I went to hug him from behind and he popped his head back at the wrong time. That's the story we agreed upon to tell everyone for all of eternity.
Look,
it's very wholesome and sweet.
Some dude elbowed me at a bar and you're like, oh, bookshelf.
Loving embrace.
That's adorable.
Very sweet, very touching, Morgan.
But I'm really scarred.
I want to know if you guys continued after. That's my follow-up.
No.
Yeah.
No,
it hurts so bad. I mean, you know, Martini, from experience, it hurts so bad. But also it was such a shock that I was like in hysterics. I was like, I couldn't stop laughing, which was ridiculous because it hurt so bad. And I was just gushing blood, but I was like, this is crazy.
That's pretty hardcore.
Well, the gushing blood, that obviously, if that had happened, then yes. That
also, like, what do you call that? Like a battle wound, I guess.
Oh, I was just going to ask, would they have to like re-break it to make it like fixed or something? Because like you were saying, it like healed. Sorry, I just have to like know the medical shit here now. Like,
I have no idea. I think they probably would re-break the septum and then put stents in, is my guess.
Ooh. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because you said that it healed a certain way. Okay, but it doesn't cause you any breathing issues or anything like that,
I mean, I can't breathe out of my right nostril. Like, especially if I'm just like, if I'm just like a little bit stuffy. Like, I can breathe a little bit, but if I'm a little bit stuffy or have allergies, I cannot breathe out of my right nostril at all.
Wow.
I'm plugging one of my nostrils to see what that would be like. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. Morgan, any more follow-up questions for Morgan? All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we actually have 2 more sex-related injury stories to tell.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Broken Condoms. With our 100% customer dissatisfaction rating, we guarantee it will break every time, every ride. We hope you enjoy the bliss, panic, and crippling anxiety that comes when you do with Broken Condoms. Back to you, Janice.
A lot of you know that I am a breakup coach, but did you also know that I work one-on-one with singles to maximize their solo chapter of life? My program, Single and Secure, offers customized packages that include things like becoming securely attached, visualization and manifestation for the future, learning to embrace and love your single life, getting ready to date again, self-pleasure, preparing for your next relationship. Let's have a chat to talk about how single and secure can add fun and power to your life. Schedule your free intro call using the link at the top of my show notes. And by the way, condom left in was actually one of the things that came up on some injuries, and I didn't consider that an injury, and so I didn't put it down.
I've had that happen. I've had to
You feel injured?
hook. I wasn't injured. I just hooked my finger to pull it back out. The condom was stuck in me. I've actually had it happen numerous times, and that's why I'm, I just raw dog it.
Everybody here gets tested regularly. We do. One of my early sexual experiences that happened, I know now that he was definitely using the wrong size condom. I will say that's actually more important than some people may think. But I mean, seriously, I had lost my virginity a couple months before, and this was happening, and I was so freaked out. I didn't even know my own body, and so to take care of it was very disturbing to me. And I wasn't able to go on. I also left a tampon up there once, and that can really lead to some issues.
I just want to think about the people whose job it is to just take those out. That can't be fun. That just can't be fun.
You should be able to at least get a condom out, but other things, God, if I could do an episode on foreign objects, anyone who wants to come forward, please.
I just don't like at the gynecologist, the old 1800s metal duck beak that goes up there and scopes it out.
The very first sex store that I went to. So I grew up in Maricopa County, Arizona, and there's a chain of sex stores called Castle Boutique. I'm not sure if it's just Arizona, and it's a little bit in the burbs, and it is this massive warehouse, and it is actually shaped like a castle. And so growing up, everybody knew what this huge building was. And so as soon as I turned 18 and left the faith, me and my friends went there. My mind was blown on so many levels, including the fact that there was this entire section of gynecological instruments. I don't know if people think that's weird. 18-year-old me was really freaked out by it. I don't know.
They all look like torture devices.
I will say I used to own a plastic one because when I was in college, I was in a very sex positive community. And so I actually went to a party one night with a bunch of my girlfriends, and they gave those in the gift bags. And then one of my friends did a demo. And so you were taught how to use it so that you could look up there, which was kind of cool, I have to say.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was really neat. And my friend was demonstrating, and it was cool. Really cool. And I think she was, that's what happened. So first she demonstrated, and then she said, does anyone else want to go? And I am a try it once person. And so I'm I'll go, and I strip off my pants and just get up there and spread them. And I was coming upon my period. And so at one point, just this little bit of blood came out, and I'm telling you, everyone was oh. They thought it was so cool.
I appreciate that reaction because I feel a lot of times still periods for some guys are looked at.
Well, it was all women, first of all.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
It was an all-female party. We should organize this, Kels.
That would make me, that's a body positive kind of experience. Yes. I feel at that point, all vaginas are not created equally. They're all different and unique in their own ways. And
we'd have to curate interesting. The guest list.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, come on.
Very curated. Get some rando creeps in there. Very for sure.
Curated. What do you think? Kels, do you think it would be men and women?
Possibly. Some of the men that we have as friends, would be safe people. We'd have to have men though. We couldn't have boys up in there. Like, yeah,
I have
turn
to
into
say,
a frat party or something. Looking at the vag internally.
Oh, so wrong. I have my best friend is gay. Well, one of my best friends, Kels, and another one of my close friends from my friend group, and they've never ever looked at one. And so I'm wondering if we could convince, shall we say, Mr. N to come to this.
Yeah.
We'd have to drag him. But that could be kind of interesting for a gold star to have the experience to see this for the first time.
I was saying that's like 0 to 100. You just like shove it in
Yeah.
front row seats.
Well,
Yes.
we're veering off to front rows.
Just popcorn. Like,
Oh.
I mean, it could be an injury if you don't use the device correctly, so kind of is relevant.
We'd have to practice. We're veering off topic a little bit, but I'm really liking the direction that this is going. What would we call this? A vulva viewing.
Oh my
Okay, let's get back to sex-related injuries. Martini went first last time, so Morgs, are you ready? Would you want to tell your second story?
sure. So I guess it qualifies as an injury. So when I was in college, this is when what's it called? The show where they did all the pranks and they like drank gallons of milk with Steve-O. What's it called?
Jackass.
Oh, Jackass. Yeah.
When they
Okay.
drain gallons
So
of milk.
Yeah, they did. You can cut that part out. So, okay, when I was in college, Jackass was very popular, and I was at a house party with my then boyfriend, and all the guys at the party were trying this insanely hot sauce because somebody had been making chili or something, and one of our friends was from Texas, so he had this collection of like insane hot sauces, and they were all daring each other to like drink a little more, like whatever idiot college boys do, right? So we'd been also drinking alcohol, and then we got home from the party that night, and we started fooling around, and my boyfriend tried going down on me, and the second his tongue hit my clit, like, or if you could find my clit, we were in college. I remember I was laying down, and as soon as his tongue hit me, I scrambled backwards so fast that I was standing up before I knew it because I like had to get out of there so fast. I was like against the wall because I were like just instinct had ran so fast. His tongue burnt, like it felt awful. He like burnt the shit out of my vagina. And I remember having to pour milk on it, speaking of milk, to like cool it. And it took forever to get it like to not burn. I thought I was permanently injured. It was so awful. And we had even been drinking, and so you would think it would have dulled the pain, but I just remember it felt like I blacked out for a second. I moved so fast from being laying down to like standing up against the wall that I don't even remember standing up because I was just like scrambling backwards, like get away from me.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ouch.
Follow-up
So don't eat
question.
hot sauce if you're going to go down on someone is the moral of the story, please.
I want to know more. Okay, so we all get some time for follow-up questions. I want to know about the pouring the milk on your clit. Sounds hot.
It was cold, actually. I mean,
Thank
it wasn't
God.
sexy because, yeah, it was cold. And I
Where
just remember
did you
getting in the
find the
bathroom and
milk?
being like, don't touch me, like, get away from me. Like, we were,
Okay, I thought you were like at a party and this happened, but I missed that part.
oh no, the hot sauce, he was eating the hot sauce at the party, and then we went home
Gotcha.
later. I had an apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were
But-
just like in my apartment.
The hot sauce lasted from the party
Yeah.
back to your place. This is
Yeah, it was like in his
fascinating.
saliva or whatever.
Some
It was
ghost
crazy
chili
hot sauce. It was
pepper.
like extremely intense hot sauce. Yeah.
Those
Wow.
ghost
It's like if
chili
you get on
peppers.
your fingers and then touch your eye or whatever,
Yeah, but that's immediate. Whoa, this would have been at least been an hour after, feasibly.
Probably. Yeah. It was bad though.
I think that qualifies as an injury.
So Morgan, like I know you're a clean person. I just have to know where you poured the milk. Like, were you like in the bathtub, in the shower,
Yeah,
like
oh,
on
yes.
your bed? Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like you're not a bed person. Like, you're not like in the bed just pouring milk on your clit?
I mean, is anyone the kind of person who's going to pour a gallon of milk on their bed? At least not with like rubber sheets or something. No, I got in the bathtub and like hoisted my legs up and got like, because I was like, I don't know what else to do. Like, what do you do for hot sauce? You know, we were like, I don't know, 20 maybe. Just like, I don't know how to solve this. And clearly, I'm not going to go to the hospital for like a potentially like hot sauce burn clit.
This would have been an instance where a douche would have come in handy because you could have filled your douche up with milk and then just sprayed that shit.
Oh my God, I couldn't imagine. I mean, it wasn't like inside.
But no, because a douche sprays up, and so you could have done like sprayed it easier
Oh
than
yeah,
just
good
trying
point.
to pour a glass of milk.
Did he like assist you in this in the milk?
No, we were
pouring,
20.
or-
I don't even remember what he was doing. Like, I just went into like fight or flight. Like,
I am curious, Morgan, another kind of medical based question. Like, did your pH change like with pouring milk on your vag? Like my pH levels like changed
Chelsea,
like
how
no
would
other.
I know that?
Yeah, a test strip. You
I
just shove it
didn't get
right
out
up
the
there.
like
Test
the
strip.
scientific test strips. I'm like,
Well, you get like a bacterial infection or anything? Like, did you get like bacterial vaginosis? Did you get any like yeast
not
infection
that I
from it?
remember.
Okay.
In our 20s, didn't everybody get yeast infections all the time, or was that just me?
I legit actually got one from eating too much yeast. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my first jobs, you guys, I promise, I worked at a pizza place for a little while.
Okay, I was like, wait, where is this going with the
I
eating too much yeast?
promise
Okay.
you, I was eating so much pizza. I was poor. They gave us pizza. And that is how you can
Yeah.
get it that way. You have to eat a lot of yeast, but it is.
I used to work at Vitamin Cottage,
That's
and when I was getting those all the time in my 20s, yeast infections, they gave me a probiotic that helps kill yeast. And basically, that's what they said. Like, you can just eat too much yeast, and if your body like can't process it fast enough, it builds up the sugar like in your system.
It is.
But also being
so
in your
bad.
20s and like, you know, I always slept with like dirty rock stars who didn't shower.
Morgan, what the hell?
Learning something new about you every day. Love
Maybe
it.
that's why I'm so quiet now, because I had like kind of a rambunctious youth.
I was always sleeping with dirty rock stars. Might be the quote of the episode.
I think that should be the title of the episode.
Yeah, right.
Morgan's like a secret Pam Anderson back there.
Seriously.
I
Not
just
so
loved a
secret
dirty boy
anymore.
back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a dirty boy, a rugged boy. I actually
Like a
have
grungy, like the bassist in some shitty band. That was so my type years ago.
Who wouldn't
if you want to
shower.
see my type of man, just look at my boyfriend. Aw, right?
Aw.
Okay.
Okay, I have a funny story that is very, very related. So, as everyone here knows, I was raised a Mormon girl, and we aren't allowed supposed to masturbate. In fact, especially as a girl, nobody talked about it. To think of touching yourself was like, this would be like the dirtiest thing you would imagine. I did have a couple of friends, like the older I got, like one friend in particular who talked to me about using like a massage. Anyways, it was very, very, very foreign to me. So much so that I didn't actually start getting into it at all until my early 20s. Genuinely never. And then, of course, I'm in the sex positive community that I had the vulva viewing with, and everybody's masturbating.
Wait, sorry.
Not together.
Wait. Okay, that was my question. I was like, are they masturbating to your viewing?
Oh
or
God,
is that-
no circle jerks.
It's like a seance, you know, that's happening.
Oh my God,
For
I mean, sex
masturbation.
magic is
That's what I
real.
pictured.
So I start getting into it, and of course, I had a long-term partner, and so I at least knew that lube helped. I was so inexperienced and naive to the world, you guys. I just go and like pick up some of my essential oils one night. I'm sitting on the couch completely alone, and I just, put some oil on my fingers and start
No.
going at it.
Oh no.
Oh my
No,
God.
ma'am.
I seriously I thought my clit was going to like burn off. It hurt. I am serious. It was shockingly painful and absolutely terrifying.
Oh my
Was that
God.
before or after were you ex-Mormon?
Yeah,
At the time?
I
Already?
wouldn't have
Okay.
been sitting there touching myself.
She left the community so she could. No, I'm sorry. I had to.
Yes, and I'm telling you. So first of all, anyone listening, just because it says oil doesn't mean you should go putting that on your clit. One night, and actually my partner was upstairs sleeping, and I was just down there. Okay, so I had horrible insomnia for part of my college years. I would stay up and watch the Jewelry Network. You know how that goes.
Shout out to Quills, Janice.
Quill. Oh yeah, I now take
It's another
Quill.
sponsor here.
Yeah. The Jewelry Network just stays on 24 hours. And so I would get high, I would smoke a bowl, and then I would just sit and watch the Jewelry Channel. It was a weird habit. I can't quite explain it. And so one night I was like, you could try, try this. And so I did it. And I actually brought myself to climax. And I remember there sitting under the covers, and I'm like completely speechless. Like, I cannot believe I just did that. I had never, ever, ever done that before. Anyways.
And was the Jewelry Channel playing the whole
Yes.
time? Okay, good.
Thank
I just
you
want
for
to know what
asking
gets
that,
you
Morgan.
there, Janice.
Thank you for that. That's an important question.
She's like, cubic zirconia. Yes.
I have to say, is that still on? Because when you are high in the middle of the night, I don't know, it did it for me.
There's nothing better.
And it like they zoom like really close in on all of the rhinestones. I called it a couple times and just hung up.
While you were masturbating.
Now we know what turns you on. Sparkly things.
She's just heavy breathing to the Jewelry Channel.
I did not do that. Okay. Kelsey, I've told a masturbation story. Oh, you know what? Morgan's story wasn't even masturbation related. We're just talking about hot sauce on the clit. So let's go to Martini for the final sex-related injury story.
Okay. I guess this one.
I'm pouring another glass of wine.
Oh, you should. We all should. What is everyone drinking? That's what I want to know.
Okay, I have my favorite type of wine, and it's a Malbec.
Excellent.
Nice, good old red.
Yes, I know. It's the only
Classy
thing I really
broad.
drink anymore. First of all, I've been drinking way less, and this is really the only thing that I have a propensity for. I don't know.
Wine makes me have the spins, but I love drinking it. Like it just, especially if I have a cigarette with wine, then I'm just like out.
Okay, I'm gonna take a break.
Well, you guys know, obviously, one part of it is tequila. And then I'm also mixing it with this like new delicious, it's like watermelon, cucumber, electrolyte drink.
Oh my.
So I'm kind of like hydrating while I'm like dehydrating. So it like equals out. So I'm like not actually drinking alcohol. And then I just like, I topped it with a little like lime juice. It's delicious.
Sounds like something Kelsey would like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey's a tequila girl.
Yes. We both are. Our Espolone is our favorite.
Espolón.
Yes.
I
Also one of
really
our
want-
sponsors.
Yes, Espolone, come on to Sex and the Solo Girl. We love you. I want to like it, you two.
We'll convert you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I will make you guys come over. I will make you this drink that I just made up. It is very refreshing.
I like tequila in drinks, but Kelsey drinks Espolone and soda. And I've tried, I'm with her constantly. I've tried and tried and tried. And I'm not going to say what I think it tastes like.
No, that'll ruin it for
you're
me.
a gin and soda gal.
Yes, I do like my gin and soda. That is just so refreshing. That being said, I haven't had a bottle of gin in here for a while. I don't know. What's going on?
I feel like gin's a more divisive alcohol. Like you love it or you hate it.
It's so
Oh, yeah.
mild though and neutral. I don't know.
No,
Maybe I'm just
last
used
time-
to it after
it's
No,
like
15
pine
years.
sol.
Last time I had it, I blacked out in a hot tub and like made out with some guy in front of like my parents or my friend's parents. So,
Your-
so I don't need that. I don't need that to happen again.
I remember this story, Martini.
I actually
Yeah.
do as well.
Mhm.
Well, this could be another episode. Does anyone have parent? Okay, this is so bad. Parent-related sex stories.
Yeah. Oh God, I hope not.
I will not be joining for that episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
ask me?
really.
Honestly, though, hot tub stories, I think we could all probably relate to that one. And that
Oh, yeah.
changes up the pH
Okay.
as well up in there.
Oh my God.
Infection
Kelsey,
central in the hot tub.
Yeah.
I already thought of two off the top of my head. Hot tub stories. We're doing this. This is an episode.
I have a very good one. I actually do have a very good one. For
This
that.
is exactly what I wanted to do as a podcaster this whole time is just have fun hot tub stories, hot tub sex stories. Okay, we're doing this. Martini, we're rounding home. And so,
I'll bring it home.
yeah.
Okay, I guess this one will qualify as an injury, and it was kind of like an injury for both of us. So, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so was hooking up with this guy kind of like on and off, again, in my 20s. Met him through like a friend of a friend. We'll just call him Wisconsin. Let's just say he knew what he was doing. He was a great, again, one of my absolute best hookups
A great
of all
thruster. Another great
time.
thruster.
Great thruster. He like just changing up positions, like just like so like wild and fun, and that again led to probably the injury. But yeah, I think we started out like doing like doggy, missionary. Then I was up against like the window at one point. There's like hair pulling. Then
Oh,
somehow
yeah.
we wind up in the bathroom, and then we're in the shower, and like then I'm like on the sink. Like it was just wild.
How
And then
virile, how much stamina can one man have? Well, I mean, I know, as
yeah.
everyone here knows, but that's a
Mhm.
lot.
Well,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
going to say not just changing positions, but changing rooms at this point. Like he's just like changing
have
it
to-
up.
He was really changing up. And I have to add, my poor sister was like in the building at this time. Not like she was witness to anything, but like, it was like his friend's apartment.
Witness.
This is like downtown Chicago. And it's like we each had like one of the guys in the group, that were like, having our fun.
You and your sister are close. But do you mean in
Yeah.
the building or in the
In the apartment.
Okay, 'cause-
Unfortunately. Not the same room, anything weird. But anyways, yeah, then we're
I'm not having sex anywhere near any of my sisters.
No, I
can tell you
know.
that.
Same.
Listen, that was actually the one and only time I think in my whole life. So sorry for listening.
Sorry, Tia, you're both grown-ups and friends.
Exactly. So yeah, we're like in the bathroom, there's hair pulling, we're on the sink, on the floor. And then but yeah, the floor happened. And then he just, decides to just, kind of jump in the back door, and no notice, no heads up, no like,
Rude.
yes, thank you, Morgan. It was very rude. No, like, no preview, no warning. And like immediately, I just like my body like went into shock, and I elbowed him in the face to like kind of just be like, hell no, that's not happening. Nice try. Then of course, and we just kind of kept going, not in the back door, but
Not in the butt.
I think we went back to the bedroom after that. I think we went in like every single room except the room that my sister was in this apartment. I don't know. And then the next day, though, my injury is, I don't know if anyone has experienced this, but I just felt so like sick, like not like sick, like hungover sick, but like I was just like in pain, like in like more like, if this is TMI or too much for this, I don't know, but
Go
it was
for
more-
gold. Go for gold.
okay. It was more like kind of like intestinal pain. It was weird. I never like kind of experience anything like that. And I think it was just like, again, he was a big boy. So it was not, yeah.
Well, yeah, because your insides need to be prepared to have insertion.
Yeah. There was no preparation. He was like, "Oh, well, you're like super tight."
Well, first of all, that's part of
Figured it fit back in there. No, he was saying like vaginally, like super tight. And he was like, "So I just jumped right in there." No, I know.
I say, and Kelsey has actually heard me say this in public. Best in the West.
Yes.
Right here. Best in the West.
Mommy.
Love that.
And I am loud and proud about it. Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit. So I could see that could be a thing because you do have to be prepared for anal sex. For sure. I did an entire episode on this. It's called the Anal Sex Chronicles #1 because I want to do many more anal sex episodes. And you have to douche because otherwise, I have had friends, I'm just going to leave it at that, who have not douched, not been prepared, and had intestinal or digestive weird problems seriously because of not douching first.
Martini, he didn't actually get in there though, did he? Like it was like he tried. Was it like the tip was there at the butthole and then you were like elbow?
Kind of just somehow got in there. I don't know how, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're talking about
Not
consent here.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Talk about first, because it's not just rude. I feel like it's a consent issue.
1,000%.
Right. And he was like, "Oh, that was an accident." I'm like,
Everybody's just sitting here and
everyone, your faces. Yeah. I'm sorry. Again, like
no. I like this.
Fair,
I would definitely categorize that as an injury. But you went on your way though, and then So tell us about this issue. Did it go away? What was the outcome?
Yeah. So I mean, again, it wasn't like bad enough to where I like wanted to stop what we were doing. I was having fun. It was totally consensual. Maybe not that part, but
continuing on was consensual.
Right. Continuing on. Again, this was someone that I like regularly kind of hooked up with, and we were also good friends. So it slightly different for context, but yeah. So the next day, and I think we had to it was like a fest that we went to, and we were like day drinking all days, and we were like drinking we split a handle of vodka with like 4 girls. This is 20s again. Would be like dead.
I don't know, Martini. You got pretty crazy last weekend and some more other weekends that I've been with you.
I guess you're right. Damn.
That Italian really shows sometimes, Martini, you know.
I can't help it. She's there. She's there. She's loud. She's proud. So yeah, I guess, I had the pain for probably like 1 to 2 days. And it was just, again, I've never felt anything like that prior or post that happening. So it's just a weird experience, I guess. It has made me scared to do anything else like in the back door. I call it an exit only.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I never really been my thing. I know that it's someone's thing who's in this room right now. And I don't know.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
And one reason being that the first person I tried it with was this gorgeous Israeli man who was probably 6'3", very well hung, though I think that sounds really stupid, and we were gonna try it, and I immediately was like, no, like cannot, abort mission, like absolutely not, because I wasn't prepared. He probably wasn't either, and you can't just go for it, especially if you've never done it before and someone's very well endowed. And the next morning I actually woke up and I was bleeding. And we hadn't
Ooh.
really tried that much. I mean, I was pretty much immediately like, this isn't gonna work for me. But yeah, even that little bit, I had blood on my sheets from it.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, this guy was on the thicker side, not like the guy, but his penis was on the thicker side, not super long.
I knew what you meant.
Actually, no, he was a husky. He was a husky dude. But that's like kind of my type. Like, the tall, whatever, mountain man, whatever.
A mountain man.
Except he was from Wisconsin, so there are no mountains there. But
But somehow feels more rugged to me.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I was
Right?
thinking.
Ooh, Wisconsin with a plaid shirt and an axe. Tell me more.
All the
wish
cheese
that
curds.
Ooh, don't even get me started. That would so do it for me. Not the cheese curd so much, but the plaid.
Kelsey, of our ongoing joke about Famunda.
Oh, yes.
Oh God, from under cheese.
That's another injury.
Ew, ew.
That's a serious injury.
Not okay.
But Martini,
Oh,
you're
my
saying
goodness.
he was thick. And yeah,
Mhm.
I think that he messed up your stomach.
Yeah, he did. He did. And I gave him shit, of course, the next day. And I was like, that is never happening again. I'm like, I hope you had your fun. It's like, I mean, we hooked up after, but like not that.
Your 1 second of fun. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we've
yeah.
told 4 sex related injury stories. I chimed in.
Yeah.
Any questions? How about we'll just open this up to the floor for a couple minutes. Does anybody have any questions or extra experiences for the panel or to share with my audience?
My question is, can I go to the bathroom real quick if that's okay?
Yes. You go.
The tequila is running through.
It's
I'm sorry,
very, very
guys.
easy to edit something like that out.
Perfect. I think you should keep it in though. I'll be right back.
Well, even though I want Martini to hear this, so with my current partner, I recently I wasn't injured, I want to say, during this, but it was just a shocking thing, I guess. So recently after having sex, we were just like sitting in bed, like the aftercare kind of stuff, and the bed falls in the middle.
Oh gosh, I love it.
Bed is broken. And so, earlier how we were talking about like a guy in their 20s not having a headboard. He still has a headboard, but the bed is now on the ground.
Yes.
At this point. So I don't know if that's like a little,
Bragging
backpat.
rights. I've done it myself. A broken bed equals bragging rights 1,000%.
So the bed was injured. I was not.
And I will also say, I'm not going to share the entire story now, but when you have your neighbors sending you letters about how loud you are, I think that's bragging rights as well. Dear listener, that is
Agreed.
all you're going to get about that story. To be continued.
Yes. I mean, I guess your neighbor's ears are like injured from, hearing all that
Please.
fun and pleasure.
I don't know. I really look forward to digging into this story and all of the possible complexity of it. One thing I will say is that we've deemed her the celibate neighbor, or at least who we believe to have sent us this note, but I don't want to say anything more about this. This has been great. I think the 4 of us should just do every episode together.
I honestly think so. I don't know. We need to come up with a name for it, like the Denver.
Just Denver. I have wanted to do like mini-sodes and special editions and have it be like multiple times a week that I'm doing these. So even if anyone here wants to come on and do like a 10-minute thing or just tell one story. In fact, Chris and I are thinking about doing a series where he just comes on and reads to me things from Urban Dictionary. Like
I love
week.
that.
So
That's great.
Dear listeners, if you have an idea for a mini-sode or just something you'd like to hear the 4 of us dish about, please tell me. I don't know, Morgs. I feel like I just want to ask you so many more things just about your sex life in general.
Because I'm usually so reserved.
Yes.
Yeah. I am the quiet one.
Well, everybody, thank you for being so candid. Candid? I'm not saying candid on the air. Thank you, everybody, for being so candid this evening and for being such good friends of mine. And also, yeah, just I love that I have sex positive friends who want to talk about these things, who don't get weirded out when I bring them up. This has just been absolutely fantastic. Morgan and Martini, I'm really glad that you healed from your injuries. Well, no, not completely. Morgan has a deviated septum.
I do. I have a messed up nose.
And I'm mentally scarred. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
Traumatized. Well, yeah, actually, something going up your butt when you're not expecting it.
Yeah. Unacceptable behavior.
It'll stick with you. No, I'm kidding.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to Sex and the Solo Girl. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know by leaving me a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. And if you didn't like this episode and thought that it was too explicit, I don't need to hear from you at all. And with that, I will see everyone next time. And go out there and have some fun. You know what? Have a sex-related injury. Let me know about it as long as you're enjoying it.
That's kind of injury to have in my book.
Best type of injury to have. See everyone next week.
Thank you for listening to Sex and the Solo Girl with Janice Formichella, the podcast for those who want to add more flavor to their relationships with themselves and others. If you liked today's episode, make sure to head over to Instagram and let her know. See you next week.